What if the person you least expected to change your life became your entire reason for living? Palmer isn't a typical redemption story. It's not loud or flashy. It doesn't rely on explosions or over-the-top drama. Instead, it grabs your heart in the quietest way possible, through the story of a broken man, a forgotten boy, and the bond they never saw coming. We open with a man walking out of prison. That man is Eddie Palmer. Once the golden boy of a small southern town, star quarterback, a kid with a full-ride scholarship and a future everyone was betting on. But bad choices and one violent night destroyed all that promise. Now, after 12 years behind bars, Palmer is free, but far from redeemed. He's not greeted with open arms or applause. There's no one waiting for him. Just a beat-up bus, a quiet road, and a home he barely recognizes. Palmer moves in with Vivian, his grandmother, and the only person in the world who still has faith in him. She doesn't give him a big welcome speech, just a plate of food, a warm bed, and a reminder, you mess up again, you're out. That's life after prison. Every second is borrowed time. But this isn't just Palmer's story. Across the yard is another soul searching for stability. Sam. Sam is different. He's a little boy with a huge heart and no interest in fitting into the rigid roles society expects. He dresses like a princess, plays with dolls, watches fairy tales, and dreams about becoming a good witch. In most towns, that might raise a few eyebrows. In this town, it makes him a punching bag. Kids laugh, adults sneer. Even his own mother doesn't know how to deal with him. Shelley, Sam's mother, is a storm in human form, reckless, wild, and barely hanging on. Addiction consumes her. She comes and goes, leaving Sam to fend for himself or rely on Vivian, who quietly steps in to make sure he's fed, bathed, and loved. Sam calls Vivian's house home more than his own. It's the only place he feels safe. Palmer notices Sam right away. At first, he's confused, then uncomfortable. A boy wearing barrettes and drawing sparkly unicorns isn't something he understands. And after prison, the last thing Palmer wants is to be noticed or judged. But Sam doesn't care about Palmer's walls. He talks to him like they're friends. He shows him his drawings. He asks personal questions with innocent curiosity, not judgment. Slowly, something unexpected starts to happen. Palmer softens. One day turns into many. Palmer and Sam fall into a quiet rhythm, watching TV, eating together, walking to school. Vivian watches from the porch, a knowing look in her eyes. Maybe she always knew these two lost souls would find each other. And then, everything changes. Vivian dies. Suddenly, Palmer is alone. No job, no income, and now, one frightened, vulnerable child staring up at him with tear-filled eyes. Palmer isn't a father. He's barely a functioning adult. He should walk away, let the system handle it. But Sam is crying, and Palmer can't ignore him, so he stays. Palmer steps up. He becomes Sam's guardian, not legally, not officially, but emotionally, completely. He takes Sam to school, makes him lunch, reads him bedtime stories. He stands up for him when teachers raise their eyebrows. He teaches him how to swing a bat, how to be strong without losing who he is. But make no mistake, this isn't a smooth transition. Palmer battles with anger, with shame. He punches a guy for bullying Sam. He hides his emotions under a tough exterior. He constantly worries someone will find out he's not supposed to be caring for this child. He's scared. Scared to love, scared to lose, scared he'll screw it all up. And then comes the blow they've both feared. Shelley comes back. She looks cleaner, sober, apologetic. She wants her son back. Palmer is torn. Deep down, he knows what kind of mother Shelley has been. But people change, right? And legally, Palmer doesn't have a leg to stand on. The moment Sam is taken away is devastating. It rips a hole in both their lives. Palmer spirals, unsure whether to fight or fold. But here's where we see just how far he's come. Palmer doesn't break. He doesn't run. Instead, he fights. not with fists, but with heart. He seeks custody. He goes to court. He pleads his case, not as a man trying to erase the past, but as one who's building something better. Brick by brick, choice by choice. Because in Sam, Palmer has found redemption. And in Palmer, Sam has found something even rarer than acceptance: unconditional love. The town begins to see Palmer differently. The people who once judged him start to recognize the man he's become. And Sam? He grows more confident, more joyful. He starts to believe it's okay to be exactly who he is. In the end, Palmer isn't about rescuing someone else. It's about rescuing yourself through love, through loyalty, through the willingness to show up day after day, even when you're terrified. It's about two people who had every reason to give up, and instead chose to stand tall. This story isn't just powerful, it's necessary. Because in a world that still struggles with judgment, with identity, with second chances, Palmer reminds us what really matters: compassion, connection, and the quiet courage to love someone exactly as they are. And maybe to finally learn to love yourself.